Also, family and friends, welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without feint. Where we encourage us to live our lives and live it well through the knowledge of factual truth. And personally, I encourage you to enjoy your life wherever you are. Don't let them deceive you again to make life miserable for you. A God-fearing life is a miserable life. A faithful life is a miserable life. A believing life is a miserable life. A hopeful life is a miserable life. A loving life is a miserable life. A humble life is a miserable life. But when you acquire knowledge, you will live a great life. Knowledge is supreme. Welcome to Bible study. Today we continue with our series of Bible study. And today we are studying Exodus chapter 12. Opopo. Isi nke iri na abụọ malite na amaokwu nke mbụ wee ruo n'ebe ọ kwụsịrị. They say the Passover instituted, Mary, they established Passover. There's one thing I was thinking, why is it when these people are new on the scene, because they established something, they think they are superior to the previous ones? How can you be previous to previous ones when they are the one who taught you even the little you know or the little you believe? You say morality comes from your God. People have been living well without your morality. They have been living well without your right and wrongs. They have been living well without your good and the bad. They have been living greatly, naturally, without war, without poverty, without division, without confusion, until God concept was instituted, established, just the same way the Passover. Remember, from Genesis, we never hear about Passover until Exodus. Even when Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob went to Egypt, they never had Passover. They were. But now, of course, every religion must have special something to claim or to make them claim that they are better or different from others, but they are not. He said, now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt. Every time the Lord spoke, the Lord said, it's not the Lord show up. When are we going to see the God showing up? You claim that the Bible is a historical book or whatever, but nobody has seen God in history. Bible is a historical book, like when it's talking about work of fiction, fictional books. Then that's when you can, actually say that Bible is a historical book. But when it comes to reality, real events, Bible is not a historical book at all. Any book they tell you this is holy book or sacred book is not historical in reality. It's in imagination, in fiction, in mythology, in cosmology, but not in reality. He spoke to them in Egypt. So why are you telling people to come to your church or to come to your special place for your God to speak to them? The God of Israel spoke to the Israelites in Egypt. So why can't your God speak to you wherever you are? That you have to go to places seeking the face of this God. In fact, you see a beautiful young lady made a video post on social media, bragging, say, today's service was awesome. How was your own service? She left her house, went to church, and after the church service, she walked out of the building and bragging that the service was awesome. what service where they brainwash her. Let me come closer a little bit. See. Yeah. Think better now. Right? They brainwash her. She paid them for brainwashing her. And she came out happy as a happy slave that, yeah, it was awesome. Did it change in her life? No. She will still go to work on Monday. She will still go begging for people to give her money to pay her rent, to sort her bills. She still beg like how she was begging before she went to that service. Shame. So our people, we need to wake up and stop all this foolishness we display in the name of fear of God, in the name of worshiping God. If God could speak to the people of Israel or speak to Moses and Aaron in Egypt, God can speak to you anywhere. And they say where the word of God is, there is power. So when God speaks, there must be demonstration of power, as we read in Egypt. Why is there no demonstration of God's power in your own family? If you are worshiping the same God that the Israelites worship in the Bible. Saying, verse 2, this month shall be your beginning of months. Oh yeah, Pentecostal. Today, Orthodox churches have joined them. New month declaration, new week declaration, new day declaration, new year declaration. This year shall be your year of blah blah. This month shall be your month of blah blah blah. It's not happening. It is impossible. It cannot be. No matter what you declare, you can never declare anything into existence. You can never believe anything into existence. You must acquire knowledge and work it out into existence. It shall be the first month of the year to you. So all these years that I've been living, they never have first month. They have a month. So this will be the month of months. And you today who believe in the Bible, which month is your month of month? Christians will say Christmas, December, when their Lord and Savior was born. Okay, that's your first month. Or is it Easter? I think Easter is between always March and April. Which one is your month of months? Hey, you taste today. In the book of Exodus chapter 12, in Egypt, God instituted Passover and declared that month as their month of the month. But here, remember we have January to December. There's no month mentioned here or listed here. No. So for you to know that even the calendar you are using today is not biblical calendar. It's not. That calendar was existing before Bible was written, but they did not put it there because it will expose their lies. The 7 days of the week in the Bible, let them name it. It will be according to Gregorian calendar. So it's never about real God or real people of Israel or real people of Egypt. It's a fictional character. It's fictional characters. They made them up, made the stories up. At least there's story writers today. Go and listen to them. You think what the story they wrote is absolutely real, but it's not. They made it up. It says, verse 3, speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, on the 10th of this month, every man shall take for himself a lamb, according to the house of his father, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the persons, according to each man's need. You shall make your account for the lamb. According to each man's need, you shall make your account for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. Then after you claim, it is God who chose it. It is God who made it holy. It is God who made it sacred. No, you are the one that raised that livestock you are choosing from. The lamb you are choosing from. The goat you are choosing from. The bull you are choosing from. God did not provide them for you. You are the one who raised them. But you are giving back to God as if he's the one that provided for you, when it's not. Verse 5, your lamb shall be blemish, or a male of the first year. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. Now you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month, not God supplying any of your need. Before you went to that church with your offering, remember you took it and you kept it. You said, when I go to church today or to service today, I will give this one as offering. I will give this one as tithe. God did not provide it for you. You went out there and labored. You worked, you begged, you stole. You know what you did to make that money. Only for you to claim that you are giving it back to God, or giving some percentage to God, that God was the one that favored you to make it. God was the one that showed you mercy to make it. That you made it by the grace of God. You are a liar. Nobody makes it by the grace of God. God cannot help you to make it in life. You make it by knowledge and the labor. Knowledge and the labor. Knowledge and labor. Without knowledge and the labor, you cannot achieve anything in this world. Nobody can achieve anything with God. With God, nothing is possible. If with God, anything is possible, there will be no child of God suffering. I don't know the rich man you know in your area. Tell me if their children are suffering. That man that you know that is financially stable, financially rich. That wealthy man in your community. If his children is suffering, two things must be involved. Number one, either that man is evil, that man is stingy to his children, or his children don't live with him. You cannot live with your rich father, even if you are stubborn. You must be taken care of, because there are mates who will be serving you. Servants are there to serve you. Even if you have an issue with your father, they will still respect you because your father gave them order, unless your father became evil and disown you. Because you must become able to disown your own child or children. You must. Okay, now my daughter is still a Christian. I'm no longer a Christian. I don't believe in any God. But I never abandoned her. Why should I abandon her? Because she didn't ask me to give birth to her. I slept with her mother. Her mother gave birth to her. And she took me as her father. I took her also as my daughter. I provide for her if I have. You cannot tell me, oh no, don't provide for my daughter, or provide for my daughter. No. Or our daughter. No. So you don't need to tell God to provide for his children if God is real. His children are not supposed to be begging him, crying, fasting, pleading for him to intervene in their situation where people are oppressing them, where hunger is beating them up, where they are suffering poverty. Yet these people still contribute out of their money to build a house or temple or synagogue or church or mosque for God. And in that places they build, they gather there praying to this God for what? A God that failed to provide for you, but you are the one providing for that God will never solve any of your problem. Stop living in the fear of the future. Oh, he will throw you in hell, or he will deny you heaven. Fuck that God. A God that cannot financially make you rich cannot take you either to hell or any heaven. That God is useless. He cannot do anything. Stop living in the fear of that God. Say, keep it, you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it at twilight. And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the two doorposts and on the lintel of the houses where they eat it. You see the witchcraft they are practicing here. If Africans practice this thing, you call it witchcraft. You call it evil. Somebody mentioned witchcraft. I say, is witchcraft evil? Where did it come from? Remember how they came up with this witchcraft? It's wisdom craft originally. Witches and wizards were wise men and women in the land. But that's spiritual thing, which is also bullshit. But because they did not succumb to Abrahamic religion, white people, Christians and Muslims and Jews, they rise up against them and begin to call them witches. That's why it's written in their book. In the book, they said, we still come there, it said, suffer not a witch to live. Remember, he was talking to witches to kill, he was talking to wizards to kill the witches. Men were wizards and women were witches. But now, those evil men insulted God against women, subjugated women, put women under, telling women that they were formed from man's rib. Aye. That there is God. This God is a he. This God have no wife. He have no mother. This God just created man and woman in his own image. But he made man the head of the woman because woman refused to listen to God. Because woman disobeyed God. The man fell. A woman pulled down a man God created. It should teach you better that a woman is greater than God. A woman is greater than God. That's why a woman is your mother. God can never be your mother. God can never be your creator. You are not a creature. A woman is your mother. A woman is your doorway, your door to life, your door to eternal life. Without a woman, you won't be here. A woman was here before you. Yes, a woman was here before you. Just as the hen was here before the egg. The hen was here before the egg. The same way the woman was here before you. And check history. The first being to be worshipped by men was a woman. The first being, the first entity to be worshipped was a woman. Before some begin to worship three cow, like in Abrahamic religion, they are worshiping the Egyptian cow. That's what they are worshiping. The golden calf, that's what they are worshiping as Yahweh, Allah, Jehovah, Jesus, is still the golden calf that cannot help them. They still melting their gold for this golden calf, making golden calf everywhere. They make God golden Jehovah, golden Yahweh, golden Allah, golden Hindu, different God. They vilify your own culture to promote their own. They vilify your own belief system to promote their own. And telling you your own is evil. Why their own is worse. Verse 8. Then they shall eat the flesh on that night, roasted in fire, with unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs. They shall eat it. Let me say something. You know, Africans are running away from famine because they believe it's too much work. You know, you labor too much there, you suffer too much. But you are producing food. That's the joy of famine. The joy of famine is not in its labor. It's the result of it. When you know if you labor and produce your own food, you will never go hungry in this war. You never go, hunger will never strike you or destroy. You will always have food to eat. You can't be controlled. You can't be deceived. You can't be bought over. But today, because Africans are running away from famine, they cannot see. But whatever you are going through, that thing you are laboring in the name of God, is not even benefiting you as much as food will benefit you. The food, the corn, the egg, whatever farm, whatever food you produce yourself will benefit you more than whatever you're doing in the name of God. Nothing you are doing in the name of God will benefit you. All the money you are giving in the name of God will never profit you. It is making you poorer. Africans are not poor, but Africans are mismanaging their finances. A poor African will still go to church and give. Go to mosque, give. Go to temple, give. Go to synagogue, give. Go to native doctor, give. Everywhere they go, they are giving. Poor people don't supposed to even go into hospital and paying for it. The resources in the land supposed to be used to take care of the poor people. I have been saying that there's no reason for anybody to be poor in the land, because the riches in the land is for everyone. Until these wicked people begin to fund institutions, see the Passover instituted, telling people to use their hard-earned whatever to waste it in the name of one God. You eat some part and burn some part to give him a sweet smelling savor. Evil God. He is evil God. Jehovah is an evil God. Yahweh is an evil God. Allah is an evil God. The God your ancestors worship, we are evil God. Any God anybody is worshiping is evil God. Because that God will be wasting your time, wasting your resources. It can never improve you. Anywhere God is, there is no improvement there. There is no development where God is. It is always people who are developing themselves. He says it's not true. It's in their book. Genesis chapter 11, 1 to 9. Read it. God is the enemy of progress. Not you, not Satan. But if you can do all these things, kill, prepare this, eat it this time, eat it this day, don't break this one. You are going through all that. It's even traumatizing you psychologically. You are mentally, that's why religion is mental illness. You have mental problem to believe in God. You have mental problem to worship God. You have mental problem to give to God. Or living in the fear of that God. I will never fear God in my life. I will never worship God in my life forever. Then they shall do all these days and eat it. Verse 9. Do not eat it raw, nor boiled at all with water, but roasted in fire. Eat its head with its legs and its entrails. You shall let none of it remain until morning. And what remains of it until morning, you shall burn with fire. You see what people are going through in the name of a useless God. The people of Israel in Egypt, we are going through this. Remember, they have been suffering for years in Egypt. Now, when God promised them freedom, this freedom is not free of charge. They have to slay their goat and the sheep for this God. They have to stay up at night, doing bullshit, observing days, observing time, just to please this God. This God cannot just deliver them without them having to go through all this trouble. God is never the God of peace. You can never worship God and claim to be free. There's no free taste in this world. There's no free believer in God in this world. That's why they fear God. Why are you afraid of your father? Why do you fear your father? Why are you afraid of your father? Children don't fear their father unless their father is wicked. Their father always flog them. The reason why I ran away from house and be walking the street with criminals when I am not, because my father used to flog me like no man business. He will tie my hands, tie my legs, put pepper in my eyes and my penis, everywhere, be flogging me. I suffered that, but I'm the one they are blaming. And they think I will be ashamed. I can never be ashamed because I know what happened to me. I know what my parents did to me. I know we were raised to praise our parents no matter what. But no, it's high time we begin to say the truth. I'm a parent now. I did not beat my daughter the same way my parents beat me. I did not raise my daughter the same way my parents raised me. She's wherever she is, I don't know where she is. She's just living her life. I don't have to because she's an adult. She's no longer under my supervision. She's no longer under my care. She's adult enough now. She's grown enough now to fend for herself, live her life. She travels all over the world wherever she wants. I never say, no, you're not going. No, it's her life. Let her enjoy it. The same way I'm living. She don't know where I am. She don't know how I'm living. She don't have to. Many of you are carrying unnecessary load in the name of this God, bothering yourself. Where is this one? And that's why you think you cannot live without certain people. And when something happens to you, you fear losing them. You're not supposed to fear. You're not supposed to fear God. You're not supposed to fear anyone. You're supposed to live your life freely. Okay? But see what people are going through in the name of this God. Burn this thing, kill this thing, do this one, observe this one. But this God cannot let his children be comfortable at all. In fact, he tell them in this world, they'll be suffering until they die. In the grave, that's where they have rest. That's why when they die, what do they tell themselves? Rest in peace. Rest in peace. In this world, they don't have rest. Although God is with them, they don't have rest. Although they come and tell you, may peace of the Lord be with you, it's a lie. That one that is telling you, may peace of the Lord be with you, is evil and is troublesome, having a lot of trouble in his own life, in his own family. But they continue lying and deceiving themselves. So it says, let me read verse 10 again. You shall let none of it remain until morning, and what remains of it until morning you shall burn with fire, and thus you shall eat it with a belt on your waist, and sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand, so you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Eat it in a haste. They are deceiving you. Go in a haste. Hurry up, hurry up. Because if you delay, you will begin to question it. You begin to reason. Wait a minute. Why are you rushing me? If it is from God, why are you requiring me to kill all these things, to observe this? Can't this God see that we have been suffering this for many years? Just let him just deliver us. Let him just deliver us. He said we are not robots. No, you are. If you are created by God, you are God's robot. You are God's property. You are not yourself. So why is he putting you all through that trouble? For what? For what? Think so you don't stink. Liberate yourself. Lord's Passover. He said you shall eat it in haste. You will not relax. You can never relax worshiping God. That's why they hate seeing you in your comfort zone. They even tell you, no, you cannot prosper in your comfort zone. You have to step out of your comfort zone. That's a lie. How can you have a God? You telling me God cannot bless you in your comfort zone. He cannot prosper you in your comfort zone. You have to go and walk. And after you walk, you come and claim that it is God who is blessing you or who has blessed you. Hey, wake up now, wake up. He said, you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. You shall not relax to eat it. And when you see people today eating in haste, you say, man, take it easy. Why, don't kill, don't choke, don't choke yourself. And that's what you do. You are choking yourself in the name of God. You are choking yourself worshiping God. You are choking yourself fearing God. Stop choking yourself by faith. Stop choking yourself by believing in an imaginary being. Free yourself. Liberate yourself. You can't even masturbate because of God. You can't even smoke because of God. You can't even eat certain food because of God. You can't even go certain places because of God. What type of stupid person are you? Grow up. Wake up. That's why we are busy today fighting one another, killing one another in the name of God. People contribute money. You say, God bless you. But God cannot give to you. Why you ask them? Why you ask him? Before you go asking for people, you prayed, God did not provide for you. You have to go to people. People help you. You are still acknowledging that God simply because you are living in fear. Wake up. Wake up. Bullshit Passover. Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night, and will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and the beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. That is, you know what it means to be the Lord? Slave owner. A master is a slave owner. A master is one who owns slaves, who owns servants. He's never for freedom. He can never free you because he's the Lord. Hear what he said. He said he will bring judgment against man and the beast and the gods of Egypt. He will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Innocent firstborn, innocent children, all the firstborn. They did not do anything against God. He said, we strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Thunder fired that Lord that killed all the firstborn in Egypt. But do you know this thing never happened? They are telling you what they did to Africans, but you don't know. What they did, they were killing people in Africa. That's how they gained South Africa. That's how they gained Middle East. That's how they gained America. That's how they gained Russia. That's how they gained Argentina. That's why how they gain everywhere in the world today, by killing in the name of God. They are the slave masters, but they claim there is God, so that you don't question them, so you don't resist them. They came to you in the name of God, so bow, worship. If you don't worship God, they kill you. That's how they survive, and still surviving today. Now, the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. You say God is all-knowing. It's a lie. He needed people to put sign up for him to know who is who, which house he's supposed to enter. But remember, the people of Israel have their own land separate from the people of Egypt. They dwell in the land of Goshen. So the story can never add up. It does not make sense. Number one, you can't do this thing in the land of Egypt and the king of Egypt keep quiet without wiping away all the people of Israel. Think about it. They have the military. The people of Israel don't have the military. And you telling me that today a Nigerian government can have power over American government as we speak right now? It is impossible. You telling me Nigerians rose up against American government? It is a lie. You telling me Nigerians came to America and begin to kill people in America? It's a lie. You telling me the God of Nigerians came and be killing Americans, and the Americans keep quiet, and it's happening, and begging them, please, okay, you can go now. It is a lie. Exodus is a falsehood. Everything about God is false. He said, when I see the sign on the doorpost and the lintels of the house, I will pass over, so that the calamity will not befall you. My dear, your people of Israel are not living with the people of Egypt. They don't worship together. They don't live together. Making up this story is to deceive people who are believing in God already, not for people who are free from believing in God. Verse 14, so this day shall be to you a memorial, and you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord throughout your generation. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance. Did you notice there is no particular day mentioned here yet? But later they will find it. They will, of course, they will find way to put it. They will tell you it's a year of what? Nissan, or year of Toyota, or year of Lexus, or year of Infinity, or year of Honda. If it is on God, he's supposed to mention that day. If it was Friday, we tell you this day, Friday, so date, so year. He will remember it. But he did not mention any particular day. And he said that this feast shall go on throughout your generation. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance, which they are no longer keeping today. Do you see Christians keeping this ordinance today? Somebody said there are some Jews who are still like people in Judaism who are practicing the law as is written. But I don't think they will kill like that, as the law said anymore. No, they are not practicing it. Nobody is practicing the law of Moses today. Nobody is practicing the law of God today. Even in Judaism, no. They cherry pick it. They're doing it in a mild way now. Some of them even tell you that the God of Old Testament was evil, but the God of New Testament is good. But the God of New Testament is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So it's the same God. He was evil in the Old Testament. Now he suddenly become good. I agree with you. Of course, you know. I tell you that good and the bad is of God. God is good and the bad. In nature, there's no good and bad. What you have in nature is reality. No good and bad. And reality cannot be limited. It's not limited to good and bad, to one or two. It's not binary. God is a binary, is of binary institution. Good or bad, man or woman, male or female. That's God. But nature is more than that. In nature, you have gay people, you have straight people, you have other people. So they taught you lie in the name of God. Wake up and discharge all that evil. Verse 14. So this day shall be to you a memorial, and you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord throughout your generation. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall remove leaven from your houses. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that person shall cut off from Israel. Just for eating. Just for eating bread. Nah, man. You bake bread. You eat it maybe when you feel hungry. But because it's not the day or the time God commanded it, He said you should be cut off from Israel. Without God, there will be no issue of a man disowning his child or children. All this division you see among us started in the name of God. It came in the name of God. Why should I fear that God? The God that brings division among us. The God that brought poverty among us, brought evil among us. The God who is a man of war, not a man of peace, not a man of prosperity. God is evil. Just for eating when it's not appointed divine time, you are now disassociated, discriminated, put behind. God is evil. And did you know they are practicing this in every religion today? If they find out you made a mistake, you didn't follow their rules, they put you behind. In Assemblies of God, they have special chair. There's this term, it's in the Bible, they always use. What is that term they use? It means you're going to be there, you can't be communicating with any other church member until that punishment time expires. You see somebody, and this person will still every Sunday, he or she will dress up from his or her own house, come to church, stay in that. It's communication. They call it excommunication. It's in the Bible too. You are excommunicated. You still coming to church, but you have a place abandoned people stay, a place sinners stay, a place where sinners whose sin is still fresh. The sinners whose sin is old, they are out there worshiping God, but your own is fresh. Go sit there. Excommunication. Oh, go to all this Grace of God, Assemblies of God, Anglican Church, Catholic Church, Methodist Church. They excommunicate their members. One of my relations, when she was getting married, traditional marriage, her grandmother went and hid inside room because they say if she attend that marriage, since Catholic Church did not approve it, she will be excommunicated. She will go through penance. And you see little boy punishing grandmothers in the name of religion in our land. Black people, we must wake up to destroy everything religion out of our land. Verse 16. On the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and on the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation for you. Synod, convention, gathering, Nicene conference, the gathering, making rules and deceiving the public, saying it is God who is inspiring them, who is using them. No manner of work shall be done on them, but that which everyone must eat, that only may be prepared by you, that which only person will be eating. He said it must be prepared by you. Not too much. Not becoming richer than others. He said that which everyone must eat, That only must be prepared by you, not the one you will save for tomorrow. That's another lie they raise us to believe in. We are worried about tomorrow, not even today. You see people going for business, going to work. It's about tomorrow, not even today. They don't think about today. What benefit are you making in that work? How much are you making? Then how much are they paying you? No, you don't have to go. If you go there, we fire you. Don't go to that extent. Just take what they give to you and run. Oh, no condition is permanent. The truth shall prevail. Verse 17. So you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For on this day, no particular day, it's not mentioned any day, it's not Monday, it's not Tuesday, it's not Wednesday, it's not any day mentioned, right? Because it's a story. For on this day I will have brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. They were not armies in the land of Egypt. They were slaves in the land of armies. Therefore, you shall observe this day throughout your generations as an everlasting ordinance. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day or 21st day of the month at evening. For 7 days, no living shall be found in your houses, since whoever eats what is living. He says, since, let me read it again, verse 19. I'm getting upset reading all this nonsense, what people have to go through. I'm happy I stopped this nonsense and I will never repeat it again. I can never go through this nonsense in the name of any God, telling me, this day, for on this day, you will have convocation. After so days, you have another one. You will this, on the first day of the month, you will do it. He didn't mention the particular day. He didn't mention the particular month. Just rubbish. He said, for 7 days, no living shall be found in your houses. If it's found there, you will be excommunicated. Evil God. I'm telling you, this thing is upsetting. It's annoying just reading it. What this evil God, he cannot just help these people freely. He said, for 7 days, no living shall be found in your houses, since whoever is what is living, that person shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel. Whether he is a stranger or a native of the land, this is still what is happening in families today. You don't believe in the God of Israel again. Your Jewish brethren will excommunicate you. Your Christian brethren will excommunicate you. Your Muslim brethren will excommunicate you. That's why when you go to Africa today, all families in Africa are divided. We are no longer united. We are no longer one. We are no longer prosperous as one. We are now struggling for individual prosperity. No more collective prosperity. I watched a video today from my town. The President General of my town, he was showing the video of a man, the road that passed through his house, he tied it by himself. They were praising the man. I never praise such thing, because that is why corruption is getting deeper in Africa. Individual will go and labor make it. Where you have government, appointed people or elected officials, they are not doing their job, because individuals are the one doing the job they're supposed to do. Individuals are not supposed to be building road in Africa. Individuals are not supposed to be building factories in Africa. It's supposed to be covered, because that land belongs to all of us. We are the one that are electing the government officials. They're supposed to be serving us. Didn't you call them the civil servants? They're supposed to be serving you, using the resources we already have. But today, even as poor as you are, they will still want you to go labor. When you make it, they take taxes from your money. You must pay taxes. Do you know poor people never pay taxes before, even when it started according to their Bible? The first king to institute the taxes focus on rich people. But today, poor people pay taxes than rich people. Because government is the one making them rich and making you poorer. Okay, if you don't take it, you are alive now. No beauty suffer. So because I don't want to be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether I'm a stranger or a native of the land. Therefore, I will be going through worshiping this evil God. doing all manner of nonsense, laboring, suffering myself, starving myself, restricting myself. Nah, man. Wake up now. Verse 20. You shall eat nothing living. In all your dwellings you shall eat unleavened bread. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said to them, pick out and take lambs for yourself according to your families, and kill the Passover lamb. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop, dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two doorposts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out of the door of his house until morning. Remember, this blood is not to take away your sin. This lamb was not slain for your sin. There's no lamb that takes away the sin of the people in the whole Bible. You can never find anywhere the lamb take the sin of the people away. It's not lamb. It is the scapegoat, not lamb. You say Jesus is the Lamb of God. So Jesus is not the scapegoat. Jesus did not free you from any sin, and that's why you're still sinning. If you want to be free from sin, if you want to stop sinning, look for the scapegoat. Do you know the scapegoat? Knowledge is the scapegoat. That's why he said they should not eat of the tree of knowledge. That's the tree of scapegoat. Scapegoat is the one that carries away your sin. You see all that burden you have for God. The moment you acquire knowledge, you will drop all of them. All of them will disappear from you. You will free yourself from bondage of God. The tree of knowledge is the scapegoat that takes away the sins of the world. When you have that knowledge, you will hide from God. You will go away from God. You will reject God. You will destroy everything God. Not lamb. Yeah, the blood of the lamb. The blood of the lamb can never take away your sin. It is the blood. It is not blood that takes away sin. It's the living goat. That goat must carry that sin and run into desert. Not staying with you. So when you say Jesus died and rose again, he did not die for you, because he did not stay dead. He cannot take away your sin because it's not the scapegoat. According to the Hebrew Bible, it is only the scapegoat that takes away the sins of the people. He said, and none of you shall go out of the door of his house until morning. Imagine, God cannot even protect them. They have to lock themselves inside their houses. You say God is the one protecting you, but you have burglary proof around your house. You build high fences around your house, but God is your protector. Liars. Verse 23. For the Lord will pass through to strike the Egyptians, and when he sees the blood on the lintel and on the two doorposts, the Lord will pass over the door and not allow the destroyer to come into your houses to strike you. And you shall observe this thing as an ordinance for you and for your sons forever. It will come to pass when you come to the land which the Lord will give you, just as he promised, that you shall keep his service again. But I want to show you something. You see what he said in this verse, I think verse where he say about the destroyer. Verse 23. Remember what he said? He said, see what he said. I want to show you something. Remember, God is the one that will pass over, right? He says, take it. They said, he said, verse 23, see it. Who is the destroyer? Who is the destroyer in Egypt? He said, for the Lord will pass through to strike the Egyptians. And the Lord will pass over the door and not allow the destroyer, not allow himself to come into your house to strike you. He said he's the one that will strike. You can read it yourself. You can read it yourself. He said the Lord, you will put it, he said the Lord will strike. He said he will strike the people, the firstborn in Egypt. Then he said he will pass over through the land. He is the destroyer. Your Lord is your destroyer. He is the destroyer. The one that is saying in the book of Isaiah 54 verse 16, he said, he sent the destroyers to destroy. He is the destroyer. He's the one striking the people, the firstborn in Egypt. God is the destroyer. So he said he's telling them to observe all these things because he's the one that went and destroyed them. He said they should keep this service. When they enter the promised land, they will still serving this God, no rest for them. Because no rest for the wicked. God is the wicked. And if you're worshiping God, you are wicked. No rest for you. That's why they tell you, come to Jesus, he'll give you rest. You run to Jesus, stay, you don't have rest. You stay sinning, you stay suffering. Wake up, my people. No condition is permanent. Verse 26, and it shall be when your children say to you, what do you mean by this service? That you shall say, it is the Passover service, a sacrifice of the Lord, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he struck as a destroyer the Egyptians and delivered our household. Partial God, God of favoritism, God of jealousy, God of envy, God of all evil. So the people bowed their heads and worshipped. I refuse to bow my head and worship any God. Then the children of Israel went away and did so, just as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. Verse 29, and it came to pass at midnight that the Lord struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sat on his throne, to the firstborn of the captive, who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of livestock. So Pharaoh rose in the night, he, all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt in the name of God, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. God did all that evil, and you want me to worship that God? Thunder, fire, that God. Exodus. Verse 31. Then he called for Moses and Aaron and by night and said, rise, go out from among my people, both you and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord as you have said. Also take your flocks and your herds as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also. You know it's a lie. Pharaoh cannot watch the people of Israel go after God kill his firstborn. He will kill all of them. Remember when they say Moses was born, right? It was during the time when this Pharaoh sent out to kill all the male children, newborn children. All the newborn male children. And you're telling me this same Pharaoh is watching Moses and Aaron doing this nonsense, and we let the people of Israel go. The God of Israel killed the children of Egypt, and the king of Egypt keep quiet. So just go, please, and bless me while you go. See, that's why they want unbelievers to be coming to them seeking for blessing. Fuck God and you that want me to seek God's blessing. I don't need anything from God. God is evil. Verse 33. And the Egyptians urged the people that they might send them out of the land in haste. For they said, we shall all be dead. So the Lord, this story, man, Hollywood movie, Nollywood movie, India movie. So the people took their door before it was leaving, having their kneading bowls bound up in their clothes on their shoulders. Now the children of Israel had done according to the word of Moses, and they had asked from the Egyptians articles of silver, articles of gold, and clothing. See, without unbelievers they will never make it. And the Lord had given the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they granted them what they requested. Thus they plundered the Egyptians. They exploited the Egyptians. They robbed the Egyptians. Godly people are robbers. That's why in the book of John chapter 10, Jesus said that all whoever came before him were thieves and robbers. The people of God are thieves and robbers, land thieves. They thief land, they thief gold, they thief silver, they thief clothing, they thief everything. People, unbelievers are the one inventing things while godly people are stealing them. They plundered, they robbed the Egyptians. The Egyptians never robbed the Israelites. The Egyptians never enslaved the Israelites. It's the Israelites who enslaved Egyptians, who plundered Egyptians, and they are still doing it to date. History is there, and the present day is here. Then the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 men on foot, besides children. Remember, they didn't even mention women at all. A mixed multitude went up with them also, and the flocks and the herds, a great deal of livestock. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they had brought out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were driven out of Egypt and could not wait, nor had they prepared provision for themselves. Remember, God's supposed to be with them all. Yeah, they are living in haste. Now, the sojourn of the children of Israel who lived in Egypt was 430 years. The black people has been sojourning under the white supremacy more than 500 years now. 500 years now. Yet they are still suffering. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, on that very same day, it came to pass that all the armies of the Lord went out of the land of Egypt. It is a night of solemn observance to the Lord for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Lord, a solemn observance for all the children of Israel throughout their generations. How did God bring the people of Israel out of Egypt? Did he send airplane? Did he send sheep? What did he send to rescue them? God did not rescue them. They have to walk out of Egypt themselves. God did not save them. Remember, the king of Egypt and Joseph sent chariots to go bring Jacob and his family to Egypt. But when they are leaving, God could not provide even one chariot for them. They have to borrow from the Egyptians. God is not your provider. God cannot provide for you. Stop lying to yourself. I beg now. Stop lying to yourself. There's nothing this God can do for you or to me. Okay? He's an evil God. He's an evil God. And they wanted to keep them throughout their generation. Let's see how they repeat this Passover regulation again. He said, and the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. No foreigner shall eat it. No foreigner shall go to their land. No foreigner shall go to their heaven. But they tell you their God loves everyone. Their God loves everyone, but not everyone will come to their God. Not everyone have access to their God. He said, no foreigner shall eat it. God is a racist. No foreigner shall eat it, but he wants them to enslave foreigners, but not enjoy with foreigners. Verse 44. But every man's servant who is bought for money, every man's servant who is bought for money, just like a wife is bought for money and for childbearing, when you have circumcised him, then he may eat it. You must be circumcised to eat it. It must cost you your blood to eat of the Lord's Passover. For God to answer your prayers, it must cost you your blood. For God to accept you, it must cost you your blood. You must circumcise yourself. You must be circumcised. Blood-sucking God. A sojourner and a hired servant shall not eat it. God is wicked. God hates you. No matter how you claim he loves you, I know he hates you. In one house it shall be eaten. You shall not carry any of the flesh outside the house, nor shall you break one of his bones. Remember the story of Jesus when he sent his disciple. Say, you shall not carry so thing. When any house you enter, whatever they give you there, don't question. Eat there. Don't take anything from. Just eat there. Bless them there. Bless God there. The same story. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger dwells with you and want to keep the Passover to the Lord, he said, let all the males be circumcised, and then let him come near and eat it. And he shall be as a native of the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat it, so no woman shall eat it. No uncircumcised child, although he is part of the family, shall eat it. You must be circumcised. Why is it painful to worship this God? Why must it cause you to worship a God that created you? Why must it cause you to worship your father? Even it's costing you your blood. And it's only for male, circumcised male, not for women, not for uncircumcised innocent children. This God is evil. Verse 49. One law shall be for the native born and for the stranger who dwells among you. Why? Why should people have one law? Binding them because they are under one Lord, one slave master, one law. John chapter 10, verse 16. There shall be maybe one shepherd and one fold. Evil people. They want everybody to come one, even though they are not one. They take people who are not the same and merge them as one. That's why we have Nigeria today. That's why we have African continent today. People who were scattered everywhere before, living well, in unity, in prosperity, developing themselves. He came and said, no, all of you will come now. I have one law. You must live by this one law. But they tell you he scattered them, giving them different languages. Now he wants to make one law for all of them. Think. Remember, these builders, they had no law before until God came. Without God, there's no law. And without law, there's no sin. Sin is of God. God is a sinner. God is sinful. Everyone that worships God must be a sinner. You cannot be saint and worship God. You must be a sinner to worship God. No worshiper of God is a saint. No worshiper of God is innocent. You must admit you are a sinner for God to accept you. If you are not a sinner, God is a liar. I am not a sinner. God is a liar. Every saint sees God as a liar. And that's why those religious leaders claim to be saints. So they be teaching sinners. They be teaching lies to sinners. Think, my people. One law shall be for the native born and for the stranger who dwells among you. Thus all the children of Israel did. As the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. And it came to pass on that very same day. What day was that? Can anybody tell me the day this thing was? Be specific. As the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. And it came to pass on that very same day that the Lord brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt according to their armies. It's a lie. He did not bring them out. And they are not free yet because they are still running. They are not free. The Lord take you out of Egypt. You are not free yet. That's why salvation is a scam. But remember what I show you. God is the destroyer who is destroying you, destroying your life, destroying your family. God is the destroyer Escape from that God. Run away from that God. Free yourself. No condition is permanent. According